No one wants to go to a care home. No one wants to be in a care home. They are like hospitals. And if you're wondering why I've got Hallmark website here, I will tell you in a moment. Because in fact, it was Christian Poole, he's the sales and marketing director at Hallmark, at a summit that he was invited to and that he spoke, that I helped organise. He mentioned in his talk that, of course, no one wants to go to a care home. And when you think about that deeply, why? Because everyone, the public, thinks that care homes are places where people do nothing except watch the TV and frankly go there to die. So no one wants to go there. And he said, and this stuck with me, and it's the biggest takeaway from his talk, was that with that in mind, you have to make sure when it comes to presenting your home online via its website that you address that thinking that the family member will have when they're visiting your website. Not only to address it, but think, and this is the ultimate challenge, I'm pretty much quoting Christian, how can then you become a home that people want to go to? So a massive change in psychology. And also, yes, it's about the service, and of course you have to be a great provider, etc. But that is the psychology of what every care home, 20,000 care homes in the UK, every care home should be thinking about. So what I'm doing here on this video is I've got the Hallmark Care Homes website, and I'm going to put Hallmark to the test on that message that they had. And I've not rehearsed this. I've not looked at this website in detail, so I'm just going to go from my first impression. But what I would like you to do is think how it pertains to your website, particularly when it is somewhere that people will go to for a first impression. Again, people who are looking for care homes in their catchment area. Now, I spoke to a care home, always speak to care home companies, but I spoke to one the other day and they said one inquirer was looking at seven care homes. And the care home that they were looking at for this care home, that was just one of them. And I can tell you, one of the first things that they will be looking at will be the website. No, of course, recommendations, referrals, that's something else entirely. This is for people who are particularly looking around and thinking about how to change in that psychology. But also, if it is a recommendation, let's say I recommend so-and-so care home to my to someone I know, they're going to look at the website, guaranteed. So again, you're still working with that psychology. No one wants to go there, so how can you become a place where people want to go there? But of course, the first thing before getting to that stage is at least getting them to make an inquiry after they visit your home. So with that in mind, again, this is unrehearsed. Let's go here. So little strap line here. Yeah, where together will support you and your family to thrive. So again, you can see automatically they're endeavouring to change it from a place where people will be doing nothing to thriving. And that's where, tell me if I'm right or wrong, every relative would want to know that their loved one is going to go to a place where, despite their age, despite particular limits on their capacities and dementia, for example, they will go there to live their twilight years in a place where it will be best for them and where they can get the most out of their life. It's a fascinating and privileged position that care homes are in, looking after our nation's elderly. So again, a first impression this is on their homepage. I'm getting a photo of a resident with a young person. So that's there for a reason. That's not going to be there as an accident. And here you can see what they're doing here. The psychology is that life in our care home might not be what you expect. It feels as though they are talking to that individual who's looking. Yeah, And they're saying just drop by. They're using nice informal language. I like that. Drop by with loved ones this September. So this is contemporary. Yeah, you see, very contemporary. You may be surprised by what you find. Oh yes, I would like to be surprised. Yes, I think they're thinking about the psychology of that family member. And I click here to find out more. And it's immediately, I got a taster day. Yeah, I'd like that. I'd love a taster day. And again, look at the images here. If you are not a luxury care provider such as Hallmark, there's no reason why because I know, probably if I look at Hallmark's care homes, probably they are CQC rating of good. Yours will be too, probably. Good as an average. So the quality of care itself, officially, at least according to CQC, may be no better than you as a non-luxury, perhaps more family-run, smaller home. But again, no reason. Now, my question may be, are these stock or not? I'm presuming they're not. I'm giving Hallmark the benefit of the doubt. But look what we've got here. We've got Explorer Homes, sample tasty treats, meet like. So it's a place where you're going to meet like-minded people, chat to residents of their families. This is part of the taster day. So they are really doing their best to get me interested, just to make this inquiry. And again, this is, I've got here from the home page. And here they have them for all their homes. But another thing I wanted to point out to, again, this is a contemporary look and feel to their website. There's certainly nothing crusty. There's certainly nothing antiquated, or it's fresh. The colours are fresh. They're vibrant. There's a feeling I'm getting. And let's go to their care home websites for their particular homes. Let's say, let's go to one in Somerset. Again, this is unrehearsed. I'm going to go to Midford Manor. On here, again, think about how this may be for you. So obviously it looks all very nice, this home, which is why they've probably would have had images of what the interiors looks like, and the outside it's very luxurious. For sure, that's Hallmark, that's their homes. But you can think about what your USPs are for your home, and bring that to life in the photos that you are displaying. I repeat, for £200, £300, you can get a good quality editorial photographer, give them a good brief. They can provide you with good quality photos and make sure you give them the right brief, that will reflect what are the USPs, unique selling points, or what elements are special about your home. Anyway, let's get back to looking at the website. So again, we've got a nice welcome to. Immediately, let's see here. Okay, so we've got a nice situation. I'm going to read more. Of course I want to read more. Again, you see what they're doing here. They are talking to me as an individual. We understand that sounds to settle into a new home. Yeah, of course, I understand that. I get that. I'm a family member. That's what I'm concerned about. But from the moment you arrive, and your loved one can best knowing your needs will be taken care of. So again, it's given me a nice message. Now, of course, the message and the reality are different things. And of course, the most important thing is the reality is as it is reflected in your messaging on your website. And again, I'm getting a nice, certainly here, it's certainly, facilities, there's nothing. This is automatically combating the idea that nothing's going to be going on. Okay, they have a gym, they have a classroom, they have a cinema room. Yes, you may not have those, but you will have some things that are special, unique, and to you. And that might include the activities, for example. But you can see how they're really, really, Hallmark here is really just trying to get you to make that first step. That's another lesson here, is to make that first step of making an inquiry. And if you look here, so you've obviously got a telephone number. This is for lead generation. You've got download a brochure here. So if I'm interested, I like this, I'm interested in download a brochure, I actually have to give all my details, which is very, very important, because then Hallmark will be able to call me. Without that lead capture details, you as a family member can download that brochure, but Hallmark itself will never be able to contact you to find out why you wanted the brochure, how you're getting on, and how Hallmark can help them. So let me just go back to, if I can, we're going to go back to one of the homes again, and this is a slightly different home, but obviously all very nice. So we've got the images. Now, a day in the life. Let's see how that's plan your perfect day. Okay, so again, it's about activity. It's strolling around the gardens, capture film. Yes, you may not have a cinema room, but you're going to be having something that's special to you. And they've given me here about a glimpse of what the residents will be doing and what your mum or dad or loved one will be doing. And there's a real focus, I would suggest here, on good food, being looked after, recharging. There's a mum and baby group, and it's quite specific. Again, the images generally are ones. Again, here I'm looking at activities. I'm looking at people in their twilight years being stimulated and having a fun and a good time. And again, let me just go here. So let's think residential care, independence, support and friendship. First words, this has been thought about. They're trying to reassure me, that there's going to be support and there's going to be friendship. Of course. And they are addressing my concerns that I may have as a loved one looking for a home for my family member. So we've got an emphasis on socialising, pets are welcome, moments captured. There's obviously something special for them, using that called relish, to share those special moments and keep in touch with your loved ones. I really like that, but you don't need an app, to be honest, to do that. That can be done in a whole variety of ways. That's just again, this is unrehearsed, I said this video. But you can think about how you can bring these kinds of things on to certainly to your website, to think about how you can communicate in that messaging, in those words. I think it was Autumna did some research recently that aside from prices, activities and food are the most important things family members are interested. What their loved one is going to be eating, good food, and what activities they are going to be doing. So make sure, I would suggest, you make sure a big issue of that on your website. I see a number of care home websites that detail and list all the activities they're doing, also the foods, and perhaps a photo of their cook, chef. So that kind of thinking about what's in the psychology, what's in the mind of that person who's looking for care. And if you can do that, as I think you can notice Hallmark has done, then that will put you in a really good position to get more inquiries from people visiting your website than you otherwise. So I hope that helps. My name is Adam, Springup PR. We help care homes get more inquiries via PR and marketing. If you like this video, please make sure you subscribe and you'll get more videos like it.